Hey everyone, hope you're all well. It's day 6 post-op. I thought it was day 6 post-op yesterday, but no, yesterday was day 5. Now it's day 6, which means that it's actually 4 days since the follow-up operation that I had. And what I'm learning is this isn't an easy ride. And because you feel fine one day doesn't mean you're going to feel fine the next day, which essentially is what happened yesterday. So I felt really good during the day and was able to just have normal painkillers and move around a little bit. I didn't do too much, did 360 steps, which, you know, is probably going to the bathroom and back more often than anything else. But I got to last night and I was exhausted and in pain and emotional again. So kind of a bit of a lesson learned there really, and today I've done next to nothing all day, and that's driven largely because because I've got this pain back in my leg. So the link between my hip and my leg in there, it's kind of deep inside, keeps burning up and sort of like twisting up inside and then releasing again. And I'm hoping that that's the nerve just settling down after the operation and not something that's going to be persistently there, because it's painful and not very nice. I think overall pain is just general aches really, unless I move in a certain way and then it's more painful. But on the whole it's okay, and bearable, you know, you can put up with it as long as you stay on top of the meds. So the leg is doing my head in, but we'll see how that goes. Still swollen, but this morning I measured my leg. Now I'm really pleased that I measured my leg a couple of days ago. And when I did, a few people said, oh, don't do that, it'll make you feel worse, because my leg was 24 inches instead of 18 inches, which was when I went in. Which is a fair old whack of swollenness, I'll have you know. So I was a bit annoyed about it and just down about it really, because my legs look huge compared to what they were. But this morning, sat in the same position, measured them again, 21.5 inches. So they are reducing in size, which is good, and I'm holding on to that, and I'll measure them again in a few days. So the swelling is subsiding, although around my middle I still feel like I'm pregnant. It's just unbelievable really. It's like the amount of fluid that's in there is insane. But a lot of that is driven through the liposuction, because they actually pump fluid into you, I think, as part of the process. I'm sure Mr. Ahmed explained that to me. And that like hangs around and needs to absorb and stuff. You know, and I can't forget that there is literally a massive stitch that has pulled together my abdominal muscles. There's a hip-to-hip incision. And then there's been a load of lipo, which, let's face it, is like being stabbed over and over again. So it's hardly surprising really that I'm swollen. It's just somehow the thought that I would be had escaped my mind. But it is going down, it is. So I've just got to hang on to that. I got flowers today, which was lovely, from 2 people. I got flowers from work, and my boss sent me a lovely text message to see how I was. Sorry. And I got flowers from the gorgeous Amanda Dodwell. So they really made my day. And flowers are fab, aren't they? They make you smile. So that was really lovely. And then I took a brave step. So I have this binder on and a compression garment. Very sexy they are. Tell you what, I'm just so fanciable right now in my surgical stockings, white knickers, and gorgeous Spanx-like compression garments. I mean, you know, they'll be queuing around the block. But I decided that I needed to take them off. And I have taken them off very briefly yesterday and in hospital while I had the second op, and on both occasions looked down and once took a photo. I think there's been something holding me back from doing that, because it's such a scary thing to, go through, first of all, losing all of the weight and going from the big you to the smaller you. And all the photographs that I take, and I've talked about this, all the photographs are two-dimensional, with pants on, where the majority of my loose skin is hidden. And in those photographs I look okay. Then suddenly last week I start taking photographs with everything hanging out, and they're not okay. And people are shocked because they're thinking, well, where's she been hiding that? So the vision in my head is of the girl in the bikini rather than the girl with the skin hanging out, because I've only just started getting used to that, and I very, very seldom look at that in the mirror. So now that's been cut away, and I know it's been cut away because I've seen a picture of it and it caused controversy. I know that it's gone. I know that 6 pounds altogether has gone from my body. And yet it's difficult to look at it in the mirror and try and accept that there's something different there. So I've been putting it off. And I've been putting it off also because I don't want to see it swollen. I want to see it and think, wow, rather than, oh. But today I decided that I needed to do it. So I took off the binders, went to the mirror, stood in front of it and had a good look, and took a photograph. And what was thrilling for me is the fact that there isn't a big roll hanging down anymore. I look really flat even though it's swollen. I can see the waist definition. The bottom half of my tummy is unrecognisable, even though I can't see it properly because it's got a dressing on it. The shape and the contours are just totally different. I don't have the rolls hanging over the sides of my hip. I don't have the overhang covering up my lady garden. It's just a breathtaking change, even now at this moment in time when it's not at its end state. It's phenomenal. And when I put the two pictures side by side, that was the moment where I thought, God, this is really, really life-changing. And despite the fact that it's been a more difficult journey than I envisaged, I know that it's going to be worth every single ounce of effort that I'm having to put into it, because the liberation of not having the skin is like, I can't even describe it. It is saying goodbye to the big girl and hello to the new lean girl I've always wanted to be. And I'm just going to hang on to that now over the next week or so while I push through this hard bit and get myself through to the girl in August in Lanzarote who is going to be absolutely rocking that bikini like nobody else on the planet. So on that note, I'm going to go and have a sleep because I am shattered, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.